Dirty Truth Tellers.
Something to tell you. No, don't take it personal. Just hear me out, okay? You might not agree with it, but if you think about it, it makes sense. Yes, right. Here we go. You were born on third base, and you have the nerve to think you hit a home run on your own. Let me say it to you again. You were born on first base. No, third base. And you think you hit a home run on your own. You crawled out the right coochie. Yes, you did. No one's saying you didn't do that right. What luck. So chill out and stop thinking you gotta prove something to somebody. You got that shit right. You're born just right. You didn't have to take the A train to go to school. You know why? Your parents had a private plane. Cause I'ma tell you once again, you better listen up, and here's the truth. Hear me out. You were born on third base, and you hit a home run, and you think that you did that on your own. Oh no, you didn't. You had help. You crawled out the right coochie, and you were fortunate, cause the one that Epstein and I crawled out of didn't have a job, didn't have the work, didn't have a private plane. You were born on third base.
Third base.
You were born on third base.
Crawled out of the right coochie.
Born on third base.
Third base.
Born on third base, not
Third
first.
base.
Third, not first. Third, not first. Third, not first. Yeah.
Oh man. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
That was really powerful. You were born on third base.
That's right.
You think you hit a fucking home run. And the best thing that you ever did, you somehow came out of the right coochie.
The right one.
You crawled out. Just like me and Naima, we crawled out of coochies.
But wasn't the
we
rich
crawled out
one?
of poor coochies.
That's right.
Coochies that couldn't do shit for us.
Nothing.
Except make me a crazy neurotic Jew and her a very, crazy neurotic black. But other than that, you crawl out the right coochie.
That's right.
And then you have a nervous breakdown your whole life about it.
Yeah.
So let's do the news, Hassan, so that people understand where this song is coming from.
That's right.
Here we go.
After the second take, it wasn't like that, right?
Very good. Very good. I like the coochie. I like the whole thing. Good evening.
Yes.
And welcome. We're Epstein and Hassan, the Dirty Truth Tellers. And now, the news. I have to put on my newsman's glasses.
Here you go.
So, this report is coming from a newspaper called the Mercury News. This is entertainment news coming out of Los Angeles, Hassan.
Never heard of the Mercury News.
Well, it seems to be in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Steven Spielberg's 24-year-old daughter, Destry Spielberg,
Destry, not Destiny.
denounced the allegation that she's been given the opportunity to direct movies because of her famous and powerful Oscar-winning father.
She crawled out the right coochie.
Weighing in on a heated Twitter debate that broke out this week over her new gig, Destry is working with other Hollywood elite on this film. She has...
Can't you get this reading together, man? What is up?
Anyway, Destry says, people can argue about nepotism, but I know deep down that I worked hard to get where I am and it wasn't easy. Spielberg asserted this on Wednesday in a tweet she's since deleted. The debate began on Tuesday when the trade publication Deadline announced that Spielberg would be directing a new film, The Right Away, starring Sean Penn's son Hopper, he called that in a right coochie.
Right coochie.
And scripted by Stephen King's son Owen, who definitely called that in a right coochie.
Absolutely.
Film producer Franklin Leonard responded to her tweet announcing by quipping, Hollywood's a meritocracy, right? Let me read that again. I'm a really bad reader.
You are the worst.
Oh, thank you. I'm an anchor man.
Well,
Hollywood's a meritocracy, right? In other words, Franklin Leonard was goofing when he said that. Sarcasm. Like, Hollywood's a meritocracy, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, Ben Stiller, another guy who crawled out of the right coochie,
yes.
He replied to Leonard's tweet by writing, hey, Franklin Leonard, everyone has their path. Wish them all the best. Stiller, of course, is the son of the late prominent comedians and actors Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira. Stiller continued by saying he doesn't know Destry Spielberg or Hopper Penn personally, but he asserted, I would bet they've faced challenges, different than those with no access to the industry. But as we all know, show business is rough, and ultimately, it is a meritocracy.
Okay, I need to stop you because if I don't, the computer's going to run out. So
Stop me and fix the computer. Step on my foot as she gets up. And,
you didn't have to tell them
well,
that.
You kind of broke my toe, but otherwise, again, I didn't crawl out of the right goo. Oh, you rescued us again. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So as you sit down, let's get into a little bit of this debate, Hassan.
Yes.
Let's take off our anchorman glasses and have we'll become commentators.
Yes.
So, is Hollywood a meritocracy? Now, as far as I know, many of the celebrities, the biggest stars in Hollywood, certainly did not get their work through merit.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them got their work through blowjobs and spreading their legs wide. Male or female, one of the biggest stars in Hollywood have written that part of the way you get to the top in Hollywood is by taking dicks in the ass.
What did they used to call it? The couch? The
casting couch. Or, sucking dick. We had the whole Harvey Weinstein. But Harvey Weinstein is a long history of starlets and male actors who had to go down on men. I'm not going to mention the names of supposed Scientologists who went down on men to get their careers off the ground.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's a meritocracy. You might say in a way it is, like you give a good blowjob or you have a nice tight ass when that old fat Jewish producer's fucking you. These things have been helpful.
It can open up the door.
That can open up a lot of things. That'll open you up. You can open up.
Yes.
But that's a different type of meritocracy. What they're saying here's Spielberg's daughter and Sean Penn's son and Stephen King's son, who may be really talented. That's not the actual point. The point is, and this is where Ben Stiller jumps into it, because he too, his parents and his father, we've met his parents. His father was a great guy, a super great guy. Yeah. And Ben Stiller is a very talented guy. Yeah. But that's not the point. No. You see, in life, a lot of what happens for people is who you know. So that's not a meritocracy, that's a who-you-know-tocracy. Now, for me, my father worked in the meatpacking district. So when I was a kid growing up, I knew a lot of butchers. I knew a lot of guys who lugged meat, butchers, truck drivers.
A lot of meat in your house.
A lot of meat in my house, and it was in the meatpacking district. I'd go to work with my father in the summer, and there would be all kinds of gay S&M shit. It was an entertaining upbringing. Yeah. And I got to know a lot of guys who, when I was in college, got me jobs working on trucks. You were moving meat, delivery man. Because I knew butchers. Yeah. And if I had wanted to go into the butcher industry, you could have, I would have had a way in the door.
My father was a custodian, right? So, he would bring home stuff that was broken, and
And had you wanted to follow in her
his footsteps, I could have followed in his footsteps. So yeah, that was the door that they opened.
That's just the way life is.
Yeah.
So Ben Stiller, you're a really smart guy, and of course, I'm sure that Stephen King's son and Ben Stiller and Steven Spielberg's daughter went through stuff. They're human beings.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is they know famous people who could get them in the door.
And you have to also acknowledge that when you come out the right coochie, right? And I actually read a book that did a study on this. Well, as soon as you come out that right coochie, there's a acceptance for you at Harvard, at NYU, at whatever school you want to go to.
That's the way life is.
One of our presidents, Bush, wasn't even all that smart.
George Bush the second. He's a total an imbecile.
Yes.
And he got into Yale.
Because of that name.
Because he knew people. That's just the way life is. You grow up as a kid. You're Steven Spielberg's daughter. So of course everybody's going to be nice to you.
Yes,
of
please.
course people are going to be nice to you. Now, of course, when you get to the auditions and stuff like that, ultimately, who makes you famous, like Ben Stiller, his parents opened the doors and all that stuff.
Well, he had
but
the talent.
He became famous because people liked his work.
Yes.
But he still would have got the opportunities.
Yes,
you
just can't deny that.
You can't deny it. Now, we understand what the problem is. It's a psychological thing because outside of the fact that we're comedians, we're also, Hassan has a degree in mental health. And I am a psychopath. So we understand psychology.
Yeah, it's a deep thing for us.
We understand
right?
this.
Yes.
And people like, Ben Stiller and Stephen King's son, their whole life, they go through life wondering if they would have made it on their own. Now, they're not going to admit that to you. They're not going to say, hey, look, I really...
And they're definitely not going to tell us.
So they're not going to tell you, but deep down...
It's always in there.
It's always in there. Would I have been able to do this on my own?
Yeah, it's kind of like a person that has money. Do you want to be their friend because you really like them or you like the money they have? So they always have to prove that I got this on my own. But stop saying that you got it on your own.
You didn't get it on your own.
No.
And the thing is, the other thing they have going on, they worry inside whether or not they did it on their own.
Yes.
And they also know that everybody that looks at them is judging them, thinking like, you know what? I bet there's a lot of people who are good young directors as good as Steven Spielberg's daughter. And even if she doesn't make a good film, which we don't know yet, but let's say she does, there's always going to be people who won't accept that. And that, internally, that hurts people, Hassan.
Yes.
I mean, I have compassion for these people because I do really get that they always have to question whether or not they did it on their own.
And speaking about internalizing whether or not they got it on their own, there's another young lady who's out here going through the same thing.
Yes.
Lourdes
Leon.
Leon, Madonna's daughter. And I'm going to read to you a quote she made and what's going on with her.
Do you have your Anchorman hat on right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Lourdes Leon wants the world to know that there's more to her than just being Madonna's daughter. What? Can you tell me what more there is to you, honey?
Right.
Come on. Come on, Lourdes. It's okay to be Madonna's daughter.
I mean, you came out of Madonna's...
Why fucking not?
You came out of Madonna's coochie.
Okay,
so
you
many
didn't
people,
come out of Anne English's coochie.
So many people went in Madonna's coochie.
You came out.
You're an out. You're an exit. You're an exit, not an entrance.
Yes,
right there, you got a big
You're
X.
doing your hands wrong. She's an out. Out would be like this.
Or non-stop criticism. Non-stop.
I came out of coochie that criticized.
Oh, I know that. I know your mom. I knew your mom.
Okay.
She's dead
This is what Lourdes Leon said. People think I'm this talentless rich kid who's had everything given to her. But I'm not. The 24-year-old said in the September issue of Vogue. Ooh, how'd you get that? Vogue?
A lot of 24-year-olds are in Vogue.
They go right into Vogue.
Yeah, like
I mean, come on.
Nothing.
Nah. Where she posed for a cover along with models including Cindy Crawford's daughter and the musician Mr. Foster. He's I don't remember his first name, but he's a pianist.
Excellent newsman,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Not
yes,
knowing the
yes.
name of your news story.
Bella Haddock, okay? In fact, Leon says she's worked hard for her accomplishments and doesn't allow on the Queen of Pop's money. She also says she goes by the nickname Lola, told the magazine that she paid for her own college tuition. Now, that could possibly be true. But see, the difference between her paying for her college tuition and Epstein and I paying for ours is that, let's say she ran out of money or she didn't have the tuition when it went up. Her mom, she could go to her mother or her father to help. Her mother's, if not,
she could go to anybody.
Anybody.
First of all, just being Madonna's daughter, people are going to give you stuff because they want to hook up with your mother. I mean, it's got to be hard being her daughter. I mean, your mom is in her 60s. She's still humping 18-year-old guys.
Yeah, so we understand that.
You know, usually, even if your mother was kind of a hot, sexy woman by the time she's 60, most of them have
Madonna has
chilled out.
the same body size as her daughter, though.
Yeah, and you notice that Lourdes took the photo. Madonna has that photo when she has hair under her arms, like Patti Smith did that first.
Yeah.
But that became a big thing. Lourdes now does that too. She has hair under her arms.
And we support you for that.
We support all women.
Cool.
You do what you want with your bodies.
Yeah.
We're not into everybody shaving stuff.
No, and she lives in Bushwicks, and she says, she disappears. Well, really, only rich people can afford to pretty much live in Bushwick, unless you were fortunate enough to have an apartment there, or you got 19 roommates. So, Lourdes, you know what? You came out of the right coochie, a coochie that afforded you a certain lifestyle. No one's saying that you have to accept what your mom
She's very pretty,
did,
Lourdes.
but stop not wanting to acknowledge what you came out of.
The part I like is that she's going that, and this is what I was saying about all of them, she's going, other people are saying I'm talentless. So they're very much worried about what other people have to say about them because we don't know if you're talented or not. Number one, you're going to be a model, so talent is kind of like, if you're good looking, you'll be, I
mean, Vogue is not going to put just an average person.
She's not average. She's a pretty girl.
On the cover, you're Madonna's daughter. That's going to sell.
Right. And you're Carlos Leon's daughter, too.
Yes, so what?
She looks more like him, I think.
Yes.
He's a great-looking guy.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
But, you still did call out of the right coochie. And we're going to just quickly say this. This wasn't in the news report.
Yes.
But, these are show business people. Mm-hmm. So, you crawl out of the right business, coochie and show business. You get to be a star. There's good parts about being a star, and there's a lot of negative about being a star. But when you crawl out of the right coochie and you go into politics, it can be very dangerous. Like you already mentioned George Bush Jr., but here's another guy that crawled out of the right coochie, Andrew Cuomo.
Whoa.
He crawled out of the right coochie, and his dad was a big-time politician in New York. And Andrew Cuomo, like a year ago, we went on and talked shit about him because he's been a horrific governor. He's owned by real estate developers. He's a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch. And his brother on CNN, during the beginning of the COVID thing, they were doing this shtick every night on a major network where you have a governor of a state with a journalist, his brother, and everybody loved him. Remember women? Chelsea Handler, she wanted to go down on him. And everybody, and he wears a nipple ring. Yeah. Well, now we find out that he's as bad a sexual harasser as Trump.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly. Well, he's allegedly. I don't want to get sued. He's allegedly a sexual predator. Another thing about Andrew Cuomo, which we mentioned in our show a while back, and someone again wrote me a nasty letter, because he's the guy, when his dad ran for mayor of New York against Ed Koch, Andrew Cuomo put up signs all around Queen, vote for Cuomo, not the homo. Now, later on in his career, gays started loving him because he gave some gay rights,
but nobody remembers that.
Vote for Cuomo, not the homo? Really? So another guy that crawled out of the right coochie, and got elected governor based on that.
And we loved him because of his father. And that's the worst thing. So he stood on the foundation that his father built. That's what both of those guys are on. You tear that father apart. Do they have integrity? Just investigate. Does he have integrity? Has he been looking out for us? New Yorkers.
Thousands and thousands of people
Look at the coronavirus.
Died because of Andrew Cuomo, what he did at with the senior citizens, the rehab centers. It's all out there. And now a lot of people they turned on him because of all the news that he's a sexual
But he's always
harasser.
been like this.
But he's always a bully, aggressive guy. And what made him a bully? He crawled out of the right coochie.
The right coochie.
And he became a bully. So what we're here to tell you is, people who are born on third base, just shut the fuck up.
Stop mooning.
It's good on some level. It's bad on some level. You
Yes.
know, you're hard to equal your parents. You know, I mean, Ben Still is very unique because he actually probably is as big a star, if not bigger than his parents.
Yes.
You know, so you're a unique guy. Ben, you don't have to jump into that battle. You could have let Steven Spielberg.
Leave it alone.
His other daughter was a porn star.
Yes.
So he must be happier with this daughter, a director.
Yeah.
And in terms of Stephen King and Sean Penn, you know, I mean, come on.
Come on.
Sean Penn's father was a big director, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all Nicolas Cage, Francis Ford Coppola.
All of them.
It's so many people. So
All
you
of
either
them.
came out of the right coochie, or you got fucked in your coochie, and that's why you're a big female
Or you're
star.
one of the very few that you didn't come out the right coochie. You ain't fucked the right person.
You were just talented. It
and
happens.
you were just talented.
It
Yes,
happens.
it does happen.
You can go to Atlantic City, have a 19, and hit and get a 2. It
right.
happens. Not
It
often.
happens.
It does happen, though.
Yes.
So that's our point, and that's the news
Yes.
from Epstein and Hassan's Dirty Truth.
We gotta do something before we do, Joe.
So,
Oh, is it Joe already?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
that's Joe. Who do you think it is? It better be Joe. It better be Joe. You know, so, I mean, it's just funny how people are. Like, obviously, you know, it's kind of funny that Stephen King.
But he had fallen and no one noticed it. He said he's very upset.
He's all right. He's our son, so you could tell he didn't crawl out of a very good coochie. Oh, he don't like that. He don't like that. His mommy had a good coochie.
And he don't like it either.
You know, and so that's just the thing. You know, I've worked for people. I worked for many years in managing clubs, and it happened a few times to me where the father who built the club got older and retired, and his son, who started out like, you know, as a busboy and worked his way up, he becomes the boss. And at the beginning, you know, he knew you when you were working there, and now he's a little uncomfortable at the beginning because now he's the man. And what always happens is they become much worse than their fathers because they're trying to prove that they did it on their own. And here's the thing that I've always noticed, because this happened to me in a few jobs. I'm not saying that these people don't work very hard. These people work really hard. They put in as many hours as possible. They're always trying to prove themselves, so they work like lunatics. But the truth is, they never know if they could have done it because they came into something that's already made, and psychologically they carry that burden with them. You know, I always thank my father for being a loser because even though I'm not a winner, I equaled his, you know, he didn't do anything. He didn't go anywhere. So, you know, he didn't even have a YouTube show. At least I've gotten to this level of YouTube, and now we're putting up TikTok videos. We're like celebrities now. You know, one of our recent TikTok things, you know, I think it got like 300 people watched it. So, you know, like we're doing great in our YouTube show. We're getting, you know, 100-something people to watch our show. But we didn't have, you know, famous parents. So it's just the way it is. Now, in sports, a lot of these young baseball players, they're coming up now a lot, who had dads that were also Major League Baseball players. But come on in, Joe. But in sports, there are records, so it's not like you are doing it on your own.
You gonna let me by, man?
Hey, Joe, how you doing, man? Just talking about people.
You're hogging up all the shit, man. Can't nobody get in.
Just get in.
Damn. Yeah. Trying to get
Now, you
in.
didn't have a famous dad, did you, Joe?
Yeah.
You did have a famous dad.
In the community, he was famous, man.
Okay.
My dad was famous in the community.
Was he a big? Was he a?
In the community.
Was he, let's say, equal to Madonna in fame in the world, not in the community?
Well, that's all that mattered to black folks during that time in the community.
Okay.
I mean, you want to know what my dad did? He was a band leader, man.
Okay. What do you have for us?
Bob Keys.
Okay, what do you have for us?
All right, now, I gotta tell you, man, this motherfucker really gets on my nerves. Fucking Tucker Carlson, man.
Tucker Carlson.
I don't like that motherfucker, man. I got a few things to say to him.
Well, just by coincidence, Joe, we knew that Tucker Carlson happens to be here in our apartment. Here he is. This is Tucker. There he goes.
Damn it.
Put him down. Put him over here. No, he should be able to be seen by the people.
He want to be seen, man. Let's let him see. Come on, Tucker. Get
Tucker
up
over
there.
here.
Yeah, that's Tucker.
All right.
Don't talk to this motherfucker.
Tucker Carlson, Fox News host.
First of all, I want you to know something, man. I see who you truly are. You got America tricked, Tucker. No, don't try to fucking interrupt me, man. I'm gonna talk. First of all, you have a lot of charisma. You come off as a nice guy. You wear that Oxford shoes and, the nice shirt and, you say a few things and everybody seems like, and you've turned yourself into a celebrity. Very smart move. But you ain't tricking me, motherfucker. You want to be president. And what Trump did, you have studied that shit, and when you get in there in 2024, man, you're gonna fuck us up in a way. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not sneaking in your house. I know what the fuck you doing. Now, I know how you got most all your money, man. Them fucking Swanson TV dinners that your family made. A lot of y'all don't know that shit. Fuck, you know how many fucking people ate them goddamn nasty-ass dinners? Them goddamn green peas look like little bullets. And you're living off that shit. You're a racist motherfucker. You're scared of anything ethnic. And you think you got people tricked, but you ain't got Joe Keys tricked. And all of y'all motherfuckers out here voting for this motherfucker, tuning into his show, let me tell you something. When he gets in power, he gonna fuck you up. He's going to fuck you up.
Now, a lot of people might think that you're exaggerating this, but let me say something about why I think you're right. See, America, we love celebrities.
Yes, we do, man.
We're obsessed with celebrities. A lot of what Trump's power is that people saw Trump on TV.
Yeah.
And they view him as being the guy that they knew on TV.
Yeah.
We're a celebrity-driven culture. Yeah. Tucker Carlson every night speaks to millions of people. And as Joe said, he's a kind of charismatic guy.
There's a sense of humor.
He has, he almost comes across like, he's a rich guy. He used to be on TV, he wore a bow tie, and he would debate. But that was before Trump and before we became this maniacal thing. Tucker Carlson is an out-and-out white supremacist. Now, that guy who saw him in Montana, he got in your face, Tucker. And what I realized in that video is that when you see Tucker on TV, you don't realize he's kind of a little chunky guy. Little middle-aged white guy, chunky. And he doesn't really look like a tough guy. No. So his parents were very rich. He crawled out of the right coochie, got that. His mother actually wasn't the woman from Swanson. His mother married that guy. His mother was a hippie. And that's why I think he hates leftists. Because Tucker's mother dumped him and went to live in Italy. She was a hippie woman.
Oh,
and
so
then he's got a whole mommy thing. Oh, yeah. And he likes to play this very fine line with his racism. He's really good at it, and that's why he's so dangerous. He's not kind of scary in the sense like most of the racist guys like Ted Cruz. Right. They're not likable. Tucker is likable.
He's a scary.
Therefore,
I mean, look at him.
Look at him.
He don't look like he do shit.
No, I mean,
This is a scary motherfucker.
This is a scary motherfucker. You hear me? I agree with you, Joe.
You hear me? Y'all better get that shit together. And it's back to that. If you search all these motherfuckers from Hitler, all of them, it's a mommy thing.
You think Hitler's? I never heard that Hitler's was a mommy thing.
Some woman fucked with Hitler. He was in love with someone.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's women, and his thing is a mommy thing.
Yeah.
That mother was a hippie, dumped his father.
Yep, dumped Tucker.
And dumped Tucker.
And let me say something about...
We paying for that shit now.
Rupert Murdoch just bought a weather channel now because he's going to go on and deny climate change.
Oh, he going to tell you ain't a problem.
So he works for Rupert Murdoch, and Rupert Murdoch is the most evil man. And that guy who said that Tucker was the most evil man,
no.
I say Murdoch's more evil than Tucker because Murdoch is older, and he's basically allowed for all of this stuff to go on with the anti-vaccine. Oh, that's another thing about Tucker. He goes on TV every night, although he himself, I would bet money, is vaccinated.
Oh, you know that.
He goes on every night and kind of acts like, I'm not against vaccines. I'm not against vaccines.
No,
but then in the next sentence, he sort of tells you not to do it.
But I guarantee you ain't getting no way around him or his goddamn family.
So anyway, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Does Tucker have anything to say?
Fuck you.
That's sort of the way he acted when that guy got in his face.
Yeah, just like this.
You know, Tucker's really brave on TV. He's not really that brave a guy. You know, he's a little nerdy kind of schmuck.
Yeah. Now, shout out to that man that was brave enough to speak for how many of us feel, man.
Yes.
Shout out to him, man.
So anyway.
What the hell is that?
That must be,
Oh, yeah.
All right. Can you handle this?
Yeah, I can, man. This motherfucker right here, man. He's a dangerous. And it all go back to that hippie mommy. Mommy left him. Oh, he crying. Hey, come in, man. Come in, man. I said come in.
Joe!
Yeah,
Keys!
man. Fucking Epstein, the chair, man, spent it all around. You take it the other way, man.
It's me, Steve E.
Did you get this
Sports.
shit together? How long you been doing
Steve
this
E. Sports. Joe, it's good to see you.
Shut the
Who
fuck
is
up.
this?
It ain't nobody, man.
So I'm here. I don't have much time tonight because we're running a little behind schedule, so I'm going to get right to the point, Joe. Usually I like to schmooze with you,
just get to the
talk
point.
about stuff with you, but tonight I'm going to get right to the point. Here's the point. This week, or last week, or the week before, whenever it started, the Olympics has been dominating the television and news. It's on 18 different channels. It's on every channel. They got all kind of sports that no one would ever watch in a million fucking years, but now you're watching them. And guess what, Joe? I don't like the Olympics. I think the Olympics need to go away. Years ago, it was a bunch of amateur athletes.
Pretty aggressive.
I'm a truth teller. Right now, I watch some of the games. It's turned into a reality TV show. You got an American woman, she's a long-distance runner. So the race lasts for like an hour and a half. Right. Very boring. You watch the women run around a track 100,000 times. So what do? They show her family. Her white trash family from Iowa. They're all together.
Why are you saying they white trash, man?
Because I'm a newsman. I say I'm an opinion.
Yeah, you know they trash, man. That's fucked up.
All right, I apologize to the family. They're not what. You know what it is? Because Tucker's here. Where is he?
But you ain't doing Tucker, man.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. What do you want me to do? Kill myself?
What are you doing?
I made a mistake. I said white trash. I'm sorry.
Fuck that shit, man. Just do
You're fucking up my whole report. I don't say shit about you when you come in and talk about having sex with J-Lo every single week. Do I say shit?
But I don't say she trash.
You basically are saying that she's every single show.
I'm just saying she need to take me, but go ahead, man. What about the Olympics?
Enough of the Olympics. Don't show the families. Everybody on there is building their brand. Years ago, they didn't do it this way. You saw some big Bulgarian weightlifters. They lifted weights. They threw the shit down. They stormed off. Now they interview every single person. They interview everybody. You came in last place. I don't want to hear from you. You're losing. You're a loser.
And then to that gymnast, the black one who, she couldn't do it, man. First of all, what happened to her was, she I think they call it twizzles or something. She jumped in the air, right? And she like, oh shit, I ain't gonna land right. Fuck right, she shouldn't have did it anymore.
Of course.
And them runners out there, you know how hot it was?
It was unbelievably hot. There's no fans. The COVID is going crazy there, and they got to have a games. You know why? Because of money, Joe. It's all about money.
I agree with it,
and that's what I didn't like. I didn't like it. And then the other thing is, years ago, in the 1960s, the two black runners, they did the Black Power salute.
Powerful, man.
Every single person at this Olympics was some cause they were into.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here to support people who have penguins. I'm here to against this. Every single
everybody's
person
like a
is giving,
star,
they're
you know,
giving hand signals and
yeah,
doing this, doing that.
yeah,
It was like you were watching a reality TV show.
yeah.
I think the Olympics has to go. And I do want to make one I know I got to go, but I'm going to make one final
Go ahead,
statement.
man.
To anyone I offended with my white trash line, I do apologize. Tucker, I'd like to apologize.
Fuck that shit, man. You're not apologizing.
I'm Steve E. Sports for Epstein and Hassan's Dirty Truth Tellers.
And you gotta get him.
Who are you?
I don't know. He upset the hell out of me.
The white trash?
Yeah, I
Really, that offended you? Okay.
Yeah, man, you gotta get that motherfucker in control.
All right.
All right.
So Hassan's going to come back. Thank you, the great Joe Keys, artistic director of Epstein and Hassan's Dirty Truth Tellers. And, you know, we're not responsible for, I did notice that myself with, you know, I didn't think that her family was white trash. I did notice they were white and from Iowa, but that doesn't mean that they're white trash. And we're trying to be more politically correct. So there is an apology there. Due from the producer, I'm one of the producers of Epstein and Hassan's Dirty Truth Tellers. I'd like to apologize to all white trash people. So all of you that watch our show in your trailer park or, you know, in some other white trash type of environment, big apologies to you. Please, please know that's coming from my heart as, you know, someone of an oppressed people myself, redheads. I do apologize to all people who were offended by the white trash.
Okay, Joe. See you later.
Yeah, Stevie went over a little bit over the line.
What did he do?
He just said white trash and just in more Stevie Sports. So Hassan, it was an interesting show.
Yes.
You know, I do want to say a fuck you. I didn't even say this to you, but I'd like to do a fuck you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'd like to say fuck you to the governor of Florida, a psychopathic murderer.
Oh my gosh.
He is a psychopathic murderer. Ron DeSantis has...
What are you doing, man?
What is wrong with him? Now he's saying that if people don't follow his... Because he doesn't want children to wear masks, he's not going to pay the principals. He's not going to pay the...
What are you doing to the people?
The man is a psychopath. Do you realize this? Even you lunatic, white trash Republicans that love this guy. He is a murderer. Ron DeSantis is not an alleged murderer. He's a murderer.
What are you doing to the people in Florida?
What is wrong with you?
It's...
So anyway, Ron DeSantis, psychopathic killer of people, fuck you.
And to all the people in Florida, man, we send you a lot of love.
We love you. We do love you.
We are so sorry you
We're
dealing
two
with that
people
shit.
who didn't come out of the right coochie.
No, we didn't.
We came out of you know, poor coochies, and
Poor
we've
coochies.
struggled our whole lives, and that's all it really comes down to. If you come out of the right coochie, your life, at least financially, you got it made.
Yeah, and you shouldn't feel bad about
You
it.
shouldn't feel bad. And Ben Stiller, of
Love
all
the
people,
coochie you came out of.
you did good on your own, Ben. You can chill
Yeah,
out, man.
yeah,
You can definitely chill out. You're a popular
Enjoy
guy.
it.
Enjoy it. And
Yeah.
we're the Dirty Truth Tellers. Let's see what the Jackies have to say, and
Yes.
have a good night. We're Epstein and Hassan, the Dirty Truth Tellers.
He always has to say that at the end.
Like he thinks people don't know it.
Yeah, like somebody else is the dirty truth teller.
Yeah, like what is that about?
I don't know. What is all this stuff about people crawling out of the right coochies, Jack?
Well, it's like if you got rich parents, right? It opens up doors for you. Epstein and Hassan didn't have, won't have any rich parents.
Like if you're a rich kid growing up, your father buys you a Corvette.
Right.
Or a nice car.
Yeah.
So you can get pussy out of it.
Absolutely.
You're a rich kid, you get a lot of benefits out of
It's
it.
kind of hard if you're just on the A train, like,
Right, if
you
you-
know,
if
picking
you're
up
like
a
a-
chick.
Epstein's parents lived in Canarsie. He
Yeah.
rode the L train.
Yeah.
He took girls home on dates on the L train.
Oh, that must have been hot.
It was unbelievable. Twice he got mugged.
Yeah, well, first we had to wait 4 hours just for
Right.
the train.
Then he'd be riding on Wilson Avenue. A
Ah.
lot of rough people would come on the train.
Oh, yeah.
One time they took Epstein's date.
Yes.
They took his date right away from him.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
couldn't do
sexy.
anything. Because he's not a good fighter. He's a lover. He's not a fighter. He's
Yeah,
a lover.
no, he's not a fighter.
And Madonna's daughter, let me tell you something.
Lourdes!
You think everybody thinks you're talentless.
Who the
Well,
fuck cares what
why
they
don't you
think?
prove that you have talent?
That's right, just prove it.
Ben Stiller proved
He
it.
proved it.
Nicolas Cage proved
Proved
it.
it.
That's all you got to do. Just prove
That's
it.
right.
Lourdes.
That's right. Diana Ross, her daughters proved it. You prove it.
Well, I don't mind. All right,
Well,
whatever.
just prove it.
Whatever.
Prove it.
I hate the Olympics, too. I got to
Yeah.
see Stevie Sports. And guess what? Fuck you, Tucker Carlson. Fuck Niels. And
Yeah.
fuck white supremacy. Black
Yeah.
power.